Hey YouTube, this is Donald, and today I'm gonna review, the same review of a console that I already did review about, but I'm not doing this again, not because my video has been deleted, it's because I'm not really impressed with it too much, and plus I forgot to mention a few things. So if you move this for a sec, hold on, the thing's tangled. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. I had to put that camera thing away. Anyway, I'm gonna revisit or re-review the Xbox One console. Now, this console, I believe, was released in either 2013 or 2014. I got this system first for Christmas years ago, like 6 years ago, I believe. And it's technically more advanced than the Xbox 360, I believe. Anyway, Microsoft was trying to, create another advanced system with better digital graphics, much like the PS4 does. Anyway, I'm not sure if it's underrated, or if it's the best, or if it's questionable. But it's still a good console. I'm not sure if it's great or anything like that, but it seems like an improvement, if you ask me. Even though I'm not really too focused on Xbox consoles too much, I can tell you one thing. This thing is kind of awesome. Anyway, let's go into depth with this console. Here's your on and off button. It's not actually a button, it's a touch type of technology. Oh, and the reason I have this sticky note on is because this thing can be a real pain in the neck to turn off when it comes to turning off the console. I wrote on the note, hold down on the button of the console to turn it off. The reason I wrote that twice is to make sure it's completely off instead of on sleep mode. Just to make sure it's on off mode and not on sleep mode. Because like I said, this thing kind of acts like a full-fledged computer. It's got some rubberized feet underneath. Under the console it says Xbox One console. There's a new version of this system called the Xbox One S, but I don't have that model to compare it to. So all I have is this. Here's the eject button. Here's where the games come in. They're on Blu-ray discs, much like the PS3, Xbox 360, or the PS4. It's got an eject touch button. It's not really a button, it's a touch type of technology. You just touch it and it ejects the game. On the top, you may notice it looks all black. There's another version of this, but it's got that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare skin on it. I wish I had that console, but having this console is better than having no console at all. Come to think of it, at least it works. But if this thing ever stops working, I might replace it with that one, with the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare sticker on it. Not sticker, but the paint job on it. On top is the cooling fan, which, to my thoughts, by this time, I believe Microsoft thought that the Xbox 360 was giving up too much heat with the red ring of death. So what I think happened was, when the Xbox One came out, they put in a new cooling fan to make it much more, reliable. There's nothing too exciting on the side right here. On the other side, we have the Oh, I didn't notice this. I think this might be some kind of... reacts like a button. It's the sync button, which syncs another controller, another Xbox One controller into the Xbox One. Here's a USB port. There's only one on the side, which I don't understand why they put it on the side. Like, why couldn't they just do that on the front? Who knows? On the back, here's the Xbox symbol. Here's where the AC adapter goes. Now, the plugs are kind of similar to that of the 360's plug, but different. Here's the HDMI out, which you plug into a TV that uses HDMI. Here's a, what's this? S/P DIF slot. I don't know what that purpose of that is. Here's another HDMI slot, except it says HDMI in, which I believe you can hook up another video game console to it, or like Jay-Z chaining them together, or hook it up to a cable box to watch TV. Here's two USB ports. Here's a slot for the camera. You know, the console camera, not this camera I'm holding. Here's the IR out, which I don't know what the purpose of that is. And here's a Ethernet port. I guess Ethernet ports are not yet outdated technology and can still be picked up anywhere. Here's the vent, and this is a vent also on the top. There's a lock you need a certain key to open the console with. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the video that this thing is voice activated, by the way. All you have to do is talk to the console, say Xbox, and tell it to, kind of like Google search on the smartphones these days. This thing is voice activated. Just tell it what you want it to, ask it anything. Like, ask something like, talk to the console and say Xbox and ask a question to it, and it will bring you to that page or something like that. Anyway, not only can this thing play games, since it's Blu-ray, this thing can also play DVDs, movies, and there's even other applications like music, pictures, and other kinds of stuff, beyond just playing games or playing movies. So that supports the fact that this thing is a full-fledged computer for a video game console. Now let me show you the controller. Now the controller looks identical to the Xbox 360 controller, except it has some improvements. For one thing, the trigger buttons feel comfortable. And I gotta say, holding this controller feels a lot comfortable than the 360's controller. Though instead of the back and start button, it has a menu button and the share it button. Here's the Xbox button to boot it up. It's got the same A, B, X, Y button, just like the 360 controllers. It's got these two analog controls, a D-pad, two bumper buttons, two trigger buttons. Underneath, the battery compartment is lower within the controller. Here's the plug to plug the controller from the controller to the console, just in case you're using the rechargeable battery pack. Or unless you already have a battery pack that recharges on a charging station instead of charging it to the console, or whatever. But for me, all I have is, this thing only uses AA batteries, as you can see. Well, let me show you a closer look. Yep, it only uses two AA's, much like the Tiger handhelds do. Now anyway, enough about the controller. Let me show you what the game cases look like. I got this silhouette of Forza Motorsport 6, which is ultimately the best game in the series, which is only available on the Xbox. I got this for Christmas. It's a 10-year anniversary game, and this is an Xbox One exclusive. And as you can see, it's shaped like a traditional disc that we all know today. Here's a 10-year anniversary card. Inside inside the case has that Xbox symbol, which is kind of nice. And the case itself is more darker green than the previous Xbox cases, like the 360 or the original Xbox game cases. They're much darker, like dark green, or like regular green. Well, enough about the games. Let me show you its accessories. The only two accessories I have is this headset to communicate with other gamers on the Xbox One. It says Xbox right here, and it's adjustable. I gotta say, it does come in handy when you want to adjust it a little. And it's a huge improvement off of the old one from the Xbox 360. Unfortunately, I only have this. The other one that I had for the 360 expired. I was kind of disappointed about that. That's a huge bummer. This may look like a USB port, but it's not. It's smaller, as you can see. Here's your mute button, your volume adjuster buttons, your volume adjustment buttons. Plug it into the controller like so. Hang on a sec. I'm trying to do this with one hand. There, like that. Anyway. And note, the console, when it turns on, the console's on and off switch button lights up white instead of green. Which is kind of weird, but I guess they considered it to be more futuristic that way. Which is fine. And kind of cool. And the same goes to the controller on this button. And the camera too, which I'm about to show you right now. Just let me unwrap it. I don't have the box that goes with it. It's at my mom's house. I would show you what it looks like, but I don't feel like it. Sorry. I just got this console years ago. That box is pretty much long gone. I'm not sure. It's still around, but I just don't think I could get to it. Here's the Xbox One's camera. It doesn't look anything like the one from the 360, but this one looks kind of cool. And the cool part about this one is that this is included with every Xbox One you get. The camera's right here. Here's the light indicator indicating if it's on or off. On the back has a fan, a cooling fan. Underneath has the rubber feet, rubber base right here, and 2 rubber feet on the front. And it's adjustable. And it's got that thing on that underneath that I believe you can use a tripod, or I'm not sure if you can. Well, and it's also meant to be screwed onto the clip of the TV. Anyway, here's what the plug looks like. It plugs into the back of the console, though. And it's pretty long, too. A really long cord, too. Let's put that away. Anyway, here's the HDMI cable. They're black. And they work just fine. Anyway, and the cable may not be as long as the 360's HDMI cable, but it's still long enough to get the job done, of course. Put that away. Now here's the AC adapter. It has a box-shaped AC adapter that this thing lights up orange if the console's off, and it lights up white whenever the console's on or on sleep mode. And here's what the plug to the console looks like. Looks similar to the 360, doesn't it? Well, it's different because it's square shape instead of, you know, like, you get the idea. I don't know how to describe it. And don't stop here. This thing detaches like so. And this cord ends with a small, with a small plug, as you can see, like this. Oh, my dad just got home. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, in conclusion, this console may not be a console that I would really recommend unless you want to play games that are only released on the Xbox One. It's nice, but it's great. And for one thing, this thing's kind of heavier than the Xbox 360. It's kind of bigger than the Xbox 360 now I think about it. It's a good console, and it's definitely popular, so you can either buy this or buy the PlayStation 4. Or do both. And it's considered to be, I guess I can count it as being one of the best consoles. It didn't fail. The Wii U did because it was underrated. But this console has a lot of potential, especially when it's voice activated. But anyway, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and like the video, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. This is me, signing off.